All right, thank you very much, John, for the introduction, and thank you to everybody who is attending the conference. Thanks to CPGmatters for organizing such a wonderful event. My name is Jordan Kling. I am the Director of Client Services and Strategy with Three-Tier Logic, and for today's presentation, I'm going to be focusing on how we could create a truly omni-channel shopper marketing strategy to drive sales, influence purchasing decisions, acquire consumer demographic and receipt transaction data, and then leverage that data to automatically retarget consumers based on their individual purchasing behavior. Next slide, please. So for the agenda today, I'll start with a very brief introduction of us, Three-Tier Logic. We'll spend most of our time today exploring our technology. We call it Platform 3. We have found that the best way to demonstrate our technology is through the use of case studies. So we will be reviewing a case study on Danone yogurt on a gift with purchase promotion. We will then explore a case study on Universal Pictures, a loyalty program. We will then take a look at a Monster Energy user-generated content and fan voting promotion. Then we'll take a look at some automated marketing and retargeting strategies. We'll review some data analytics and then open it up to questions, comments, or feedback. So Platform 3, what is it? What is it designed to do? So this slide just represents a very high-level explanation. So we all know consumers. We know they're a very fickle bunch. We know they go into the retailer and they know pretty much what category they're looking to buy, but not necessarily the specific brand. So we found that there's real massive opportunity to influence these purchasing decisions through a mobile promotion. Then we believe that the brand should really own and have a direct relationship, have a direct communication line with their own shoppers who are buying their products. So we want to follow that engagement from the retail store aisles and drive that post-purchase engagement at home. Ultimately, we want to drive repeat purchase, brand loyalty, and brand advocacy. So we're getting our loyal shoppers to help promote our brands through their own social media channels. And we know that this is effective because consumers would rather find out about things through their friends and social networks. And once we've identified a consumer who's willing to be a brand advocate, they tend to be loyal to the brand, they tend to be engaged with that brand, they're going to affect decision-making among their social networks, and they're going to raise awareness among their social networks as well. So again, this is very high level. We're going to take a look at some case studies to show how we put this all together. Just a very brief introduction of us, Three-Tier Logic. So we are a marketing technology development company. So we develop our own proprietary solutions in-house. We have been in business for 8 years, and we work predominantly with consumer packaged goods brands and their agency partners to help them connect with their shoppers and engage with their shoppers on mobile through all kinds of different promotions, again, to influence purchasing decisions, drive sales, acquire consumer demographic and receipt transaction data, and then leverage that data to retarget consumers based on their individual purchasing behavior. I'm going to share just some very, very high-level information about our technology. Again, we call it Platform 3. It has one singular purpose: to increase shopper purchasing decisions and drive purchase frequency. It is a truly omni-channel shopper marketing solution. We're connecting with shoppers on mobile, on social, on digital, on email, on SMS, etc. We're capturing massive amounts of data. In fact, some of our clients have described our technology as a one-stop shop. So it's one central platform for launching promotions, for driving post-purchase engagement, for gathering consumer demographic and receipt transaction data. Then we also employ some data monetization strategies to drive incremental and repeat purchases. The platform is built on a SaaS-based model, which lends itself to some massive advantages with respect to cost efficiencies, scalability, flexibility, and speed to market. The great thing about the platform is that all of the data that we capture, we truly believe that our clients really should own the relationship between the consumer. And so we back up that belief by providing all the data ownership to our clients. It's free for them to use and leverage at no incremental cost. Platform 3 is modular. So the nice thing is that we could really pick and choose different modules to customize programs so it makes sense for our target demographic and the goals and objectives of the campaign. So one module is all about promotions. We launch literally any kind of proof of purchase or non-proof of purchase promotion. We might launch a one-off sweepstakes that's between 1 to 2 months. We also launch ongoing year-long or multi-year loyalty and rewards programming. Something that is gaining massive popularity is PIN code verification, where consumers are entering in PIN codes found on the inside of packaging to verify proof of purchase. We also launch non-proof of purchase promotions like user-generated content, social engagement, instant win games, all kinds of different promotions. The key thing is flexibility. We will take a look at a case study on loyalty and rewards programs leveraging gamification. We will take a look at some use cases on automated retargeting. We will take a look at a use case on social media brand advocacy and influencer marketing, and we'll also explore some of the data that we capture in our promotions. This is just a very, very high-level snapshot of the types of programs that we launch. Our clients leverage our technology for new product launches, holiday or thematic promotions. They often leverage licensed and sponsored events. And very often, we bring promotion ideas and concepts to our clients even before they've come on board. So that's part of a value-add service. We do not charge for any strategic consultation, and we love ideation, strategic brainstorming, and providing value added to our clients. So let's jump right into a case study just to illustrate a very common type of promotion that we launch on our platform very often. This is a program for Danone Yogurt, and they are leveraging their sponsorship of the Ghostbusters movie to launch this movie ticket offer. In terms of the consumer experience, it's very, very simple. The consumer would make a qualifying purchase of Danone yogurt from any participating retailer. Then they will submit the receipt via a mobile-optimized website. So the great thing about this is that there is no mobile app download required, very low barrier to entry, makes things very simple for consumers. Then the consumer is rewarded for their purchase. In the case of this program, the reward is a Ghostbusters movie ticket, but of course the rewards can be anything. We have the utmost flexibility. In terms of the consumer experience, most of our clients will support their programs with some form of point-of-sale media, so the engagement typically will begin in store. What you see in the white box above are some very common tactics that we all have used in the past. I won't elaborate on that. Now, we also know that getting in store can be challenging, or we also know there's clean store policies. It might not even be possible to get in store at all. So if that's the case, our clients tend to leverage more of a digital strategy to raise awareness and drive participation into their programs. So Danone Yogurt was fortunate enough to get their offer printed on pack. So the consumer will see the on-pack offer. They will go over to the microsite so they could punch in the URL directly into their smartphone or in any web-enabled device. If the consumer is on a smartphone, we could also give the shopper the option to text in a keyword, and then we will text them back the microsite link via SMS message. Now the consumer is on the microsite, and as we could see here, it's custom branded to our clients to the theme of their promotion. So this is truly a white label experience. Three-tier logic is nowhere to be found. Again, our goal is to connect brands and shoppers directly on the shopper's mobile device. On the home page, there's a very simple registration form, and of course we could customize the fields to capture the demographic data that our clients would like to capture. Then after registration, the shopper is prompted to upload an image of their receipt. Then they get a notification right on the microsite. Thank you, we've received your receipt, and upon validation of their purchase, the consumer will be emailed, in the case of this program, their movie ticket redemption code. In terms of results, this was a 2-month promotion. We had over 69,000 shoppers who had registered for this promotion. Now the great thing about our platform is that we have full data profiles on every single one of these 69,000 plus consumers. So we have demographic profiles, gender, age, location, we have opt-in email. So for example, the demographics for this program were 76% female between the ages of 18 to 44. We also have full campaign metrics such as page views, returning visitors, 78% had accessed the program from a mobile device. These 69,000 registered consumers had represented over $1 million in Danone yogurt sales. And we also increased purchase frequency for this program. So we found that lots of consumers were submitting multiple receipts, and based on a quick high-level analysis, we feel that households were participating in this program multiple times so they can take the family out to a movie without needing to spend out of pocket. So the key thing is that our clients will be able to access all of this key data 24/7 via our data dashboard. We also are tracking purchase frequency. So we're going to be able to learn who our most valuable consumers are, who is spending the most money in terms of purchasing our brand's products. We will learn who's submitting the most receipts, and then we could really slice and dice and sort our registered consumer base by any type of search criteria we could think of to create custom offers and targeted email marketing lists. So for example, we are going to gather deep data on receipts, on consumers, receipt basket data as well. So we will know the most popular retailers, the most popular products, how much consumers are spending. We even have an image of every single receipt as submitted by the consumer. So we could do some receipt basket analysis to learn about the products that consumers are buying when they buy your client's products. Now, the key thing here is that it's great to gather all this data, but we also want to help our clients use this data and leverage it to drive incremental purchases among their consumers. So what we could do is we could take our registered consumer base and segment our list based on any kind of search criteria. So we could search via demographics. We could pull up lists. Let's bring up every consumer who shopped at Walmart. Let's bring up a list of every consumer who purchased 2 or more products. We could search by geography. We could search by gender. We could search literally any kind of way we could think of, and then create a highly targeted list and retarget these consumers. So for example, we could give shoppers who purchase 2 or more products a coupon offer, buy 2, get the 3rd one free. If the consumer bought only 1 product, we could say, hey, here's 50 cents off your next purchase. We could do product recommendations based on what they had purchased, purchase reminders. It can be based on complementary products. It could be based on competitors' products. It could be based on purchase reminders. The key thing here is flexibility. It can be anything. And the great thing about this feature is that we will work with you and your team to define this criteria. So if this, then that logic. We program all of this at the onset of a program launch, and these messages are fully automated, so that does not require any additional work on your client's side. So now we will take a look at a loyalty program. So we are working with Universal Pictures, and specifically we are working with their home entertainment division. So this is the group that is responsible for driving sales of DVDs and Blu-rays. How this program works is that their #1 objective is to drive sales of new release movies. So they are positioning it as almost like a light loyalty program, as a gift with purchase loyalty program. So for consumers who purchase a new release, they want to provide immediate gratification in the form of a free movie download. So the consumer would be at the point of sale. Perhaps they see a display. Perhaps they see a sticker on pack that says, buy this new release, you will get a free movie. Now on the inside of the DVD or Blu-ray packaging, there is an insert with the link to the rewards program microsite as well as a unique alphanumerical PIN code. Now the consumer is on the microsite. Now Universal came to us and said, hey, for every single consumer who registers for our rewards program, we want them to have purchased the new release film first in order to get access to our rewards program. So what we did is that we had consumers come in, immediately they have to insert that unique alphanumerical PIN code, and when they click verify and when there's a match, it unlocks the registration form. So we know that every single registered consumer had purchased the new release film. Now, in between new releases may come out on a monthly basis. It could be on a quarterly basis. It really depends on their release schedule. So in between new releases, they want to continue to engage their consumers. So they are using our social media brand advocacy and engagement module to do so. So here we populate a dashboard of brand content. The key thing is that this is the content that you and your clients and your team would want consumers to be sharing in order to promote the brand through the shopper's own social media networks. So there's tons of potential from recipes to digital content to videos to articles. It can be anything. It's not only about sharing static content, it's also about consuming content. So Universal, for example, they have movie trailers that consumers can watch. We could populate questions, polls, surveys, quizzes, questionnaires, anything to gather additional insight about our consumers as well as to drive that post-purchase engagement. So here's an example. They could watch a movie trailer for Sing, and we gamify these activities. So consumers are actively earning points for engagement, and the points can be accumulated and redeemed for rewards. In the case of this program, the rewards are movie downloads as well as sweepstakes entries, but of course the rewards can absolutely be anything. So retargeting strategies. So we have a consumer, they've registered into our system. Now let's leverage this data to drive incremental purchases. So we'll take a look at a few different strategies that we can employ. So here the consumer had purchased the new release. For this period, it happens to be the movie Sing. One way we could retarget consumers is by feeding them special offers or product recommendations right on the microsite. So Sing is obviously a family-friendly film. So here are some other movies that we think the consumer will enjoy based on their purchase history. Now consumers can go in, they could select the movie that interests them. We can link them back to pages to purchase the film. We can incentivize them with coupons, anything possible. It's, again, the key thing here is flexibility. Now we could also leverage this strategy via email. So here we're going to do the same thing, except for we are going to communicate directly with consumers via email addresses that we gather at the registration page. So here the consumer receives an email, hey, thank you for purchasing Sing, and now we're going to retarget the consumer based on their purchase behavior. So now what we do is we make a product recommendation based on what they had purchased. So again, Sing, family-friendly film. So here's another film that matches that profile that we think the consumer will enjoy. Then we could follow up the product recommendation with a special offer to drive that incremental purchase. So for example, it could be a coupon. We could also send them digital content. Here's a movie trailer. Here's exclusive film guide. It could be literally anything. And the retargeting isn't necessarily solely on products that the consumer had purchased from our client's portfolio. It is also through competitors' products, complementary products. It could be purchasing reminders. So if we're working, for example, with a food or baking brand, we could send out purchase reminders. We could incentivize the consumer with coupons, special offers, digital content, anything we could think of. We're limited only by our imagination. And again, this is all fully automated when we set up that criteria at the onset of the promotion. So again, we're capturing massive amounts of data. So this program went live. It's been in market for approximately 40 days. Within the first 40 days, we've had over 71,000 consumers who have registered for the program. Again, we have full data sets. We have name, gender, age, location, email address. We have social graphic profiles. So if they're participating in social engagement activities, we're going to identify the number of friends or followers on Facebook or Twitter and identify our key influential consumers. Then again, we could do sorts. We could do quick sorts by social influence, by who's the most valuable shopper, who's buying our products the most often. We could do sort by points. And in terms of results, these 71,000 registered users, again, every registered user had to purchase the DVD first. So this represents over $1 million in DVD and Blu-ray sales within the first 40 days of the program. So it's off to just a phenomenal start. There's been over 11,000 social sharing activities, over 10,000 YouTube trailers watched, and then of course we have full campaign metrics like page views, returning visitors. We're tracking all of the behavior, so we know which consumers are sharing content, which consumers are watching movie trailers. We even know which specific movie trailers they're watching, which specific content they're sharing. All of this activity and behavior is being tracked, and again is available to all our clients 24/7 within our data dashboard. And again, we could sort by who's purchasing our products the most frequently, so we could identify our most valuable consumers, we could identify our social influencers, and create special offers based on each individual consumer's purchasing behavior. We have a full receipt basket data. We know exactly which retailer the consumer is had shopped at. We know exactly which product the consumer had purchased as it pertains to the client's project. We know how much they spent. We even have an image of the receipt as submitted by the consumer. So while this may be a little too granular for some, for others this is the holy grail of data, because we know we have a consumer who had purchased our client's product. We know exactly where they purchased it from, how much they spent, what else they're buying when they're buying our clients' products, as well as a direct communication line via email or SMS message to build direct relationships with our consumers. And again, we could sort and slice and dice our list based on any kind of search criteria and create custom email campaigns and custom offers to really drive incremental purchases. And yeah, same thing. You know, we could dig deep right into the demographics. So for example, if we want to bring up a list of every consumer who had purchased 2 films, we could bring up a list. Every consumer who had purchased 5 or more films, we could build a list around that as well. If we want to build individual lists by retailer that which the consumer had shopped at and really add value to our retail partners. So for example, let's pull up a list of every consumer who shopped at Walmart. Then we could send our Walmart shoppers a targeted offer. Hey, thank you for joining our rewards program. As a thank you, here's a coupon for your next purchase at Walmart specifically. So this is one way that we could really add value to our retail partners and of course motivate incremental purchases among our consumers with highly targeted offers based on each consumer's individual purchase behavior. So again, for example, we could follow up a product recommendation with a coupon to drive that incremental purchase. Again, that's just one example. It can be anything we could think of. We're limited only by our own imagination on how we might leverage this platform to really connect directly with our consumers, build ongoing relationships, and drive incremental purchases. So now let's take a look at a non-proof of purchase program. So this is for Monster Energy. This is a user-generated content and fan voting program. So Monster came to us and they had told us that they were really looking to grow their presence among the college-age demographic and really appeal to this demographic and build a list of shoppers who had purchased their products, who liked their products, that they could continue to keep in touch with. So what we did is we launched the Ultimate Intern Search promotion. So pretty simple. Consumers were to submit a video of 60 seconds or less describing why they should be the next Monster intern. Now, submissions were only open to U.S. residents, but a worldwide audience had to be able to view and vote for their favorite video. Then there's a whole social sharing component where consumers can share their favorite videos to drum up support and additional votes. In terms of results, we had over 28,000 registered consumers that Monster can keep in touch with on an ongoing basis. Again, we have full demographic profiles for each one of these consumers. So for example, 65% of these consumers were male, 43% were between the ages of 18 to 24. We have the number of friends on Facebook or followers on Twitter. We could sort by the most level of social influence, videos that have the most votes, the most points. In terms of results, there were over 10,000 videos submitted. Over 5,000 were made it onto the microsite. There were over 5,000 shares on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Over 80,000 votes accumulated throughout the duration of the campaign, and Monster actually had received over 1 million new Facebook likes throughout the duration of this promotion. So very successful, more from a consumer engagement perspective. Now, for fun, we have the winning entry.
My name is Laura Golly, and here's why I am the ultimate intern. I'm a skydiver, a scuba diver, dancer, die-hard Monster fan, and a girl that's not afraid to play hard with the boys. I like to think that my life is one big adventure, and like any adventure, it's not complete without Monster. Advertising at Florida State University, and my dream job is to do marketing and promotions for a company that reps the same work hard, play hard lifestyle that I have. So pick me, because I've got Monster in my veins, and I am the ultimate intern.
So, fantastic choice. If there's anybody who really sums up and really lives that Monster lifestyle, it's really Laura. So what a fantastic choice. I really loved how the end of the video, she has all her friends. They're all holding up cans of Monster Energy, and she is a perfect choice to win the Ultimate Intern Search. So with that, I will conclude the presentation. So again, thank you to everybody who has attended. Thank you to CPGmatters for organizing this fantastic conference. And I'd love to open it up to any questions, comments, or feedback.
Sure, we've got a few questions, Jordan.
Sure.
One, what is the average setup time required before launching promotions on your platform?
Great question. So in terms of development time, we could have a microsite up and running in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. But that being said, we'd like to do about 1 to 2 weeks of internal testing. We'd like to flip it over to our clients for at least 1 to 2 weeks of their own internal testing as well. So total lead time, we would recommend somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 weeks.
Okay, and the question, what is the duration of the average program on your platform?
Yes, so according to client demand, an average duration is 2 months. But that being said, we've launched programs anywhere between 1 month all the way up to several years. So again, it just lends itself to flexibility according to our clients, their key objectives of the campaign as well.
Okay, another question, who owns the consumer data gathered from programs on your platform?
Yeah, great question. So again, earlier in the presentation, I said that, we believe that the brand should own that relationship with the consumer. So what we do to back up our belief is that we provide ownership of all the data gathered from the promotion to our clients. So for example, this is their consumers, it's their email list, it's their purchase data, and it's free for them to use it any way they see fit on an ongoing basis. There's no incremental cost for using the data.
Okay, our last question, someone wrote in, I joined late. What is a microsite?
Oh, sorry, a microsite is simply a mobile optimized website. That's it. So the website will automatically adapt to the browser, to the operating system, to the mobile device that the consumer is using. That being said, of course, it's accessible on any web-enabled device, whether that be a mobile phone, a laptop, a tablet, or a desktop computer.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much, Jordan. That was really excellent and a nice peek into the future of shopper marketing. So on the screen, you'll see the contact information, phone number, and email address for the CEO, Rob Craig, for a follow-up on this outstanding presentation. Again, thank you, Jordan.